Hi Flosstube, I'm Bonnie Claire and this is my channel Stitched Lit, and in today's episode we're going to talk about cross stitch. I'm going to go through some of my whips that I have going on right now, but this is mostly going to be going through what we lovingly call the box of shame. So that's the things that are finished but not fully finished, because I only have about 4 whips that I'm actively working on, and I'm one of those people who actually has like a lot more whips if you define it as like things started and not finished. My husband's in accounting and he was like, yeah, anything that's in process for me is a whip. I was like, well, in that case, I have like over 100 easily. So we're not doing one of those mid-year whip parades. But something that I am doing, if you've been around for a while and followed me from around the beginning, I did have a good 30 videos or so that I took down. With having all these babies for a while, I didn't know what was going to happen with my channel. But I took those down, and what I've been doing is going through and just taking out the parts where I show the whips and kind of editing that together so that you have a timeline of my whips from the beginning, because one of my goals for now is to try to tackle my whips from the oldest to the newest. At least like that would be a project that I need to have kind of as my active whip, while working on whatever else I just want to. So I thought it would be fun. I was going through and watching, because I didn't write this down, to see the order of my whips, and I was like, I should just put these all together. And it'll be a different kind of whip parade because it's like showing me since like 2018. But that's what I'm working on. I had a little difficulty with technology, so I salvaged what I could and switched software. So it's coming, but I'm a little mad at it right now. And I should tell you, I am a little sick right now. So if I have to stop and cough, I'll try to pause and do that, but just so you know, if my voice cuts in and out, that's just what's going on. But I'm finally alone, no kids around, so I was like, I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna film it. It might have to be short, but that's kind of how they've been lately. So here we are. What else? I think I'll start with sharing the Flosstubers I've been watching, and it's been probably over a month since my last video, so there's a lot. But here we go. Some I've mentioned before, but I was going through, I'm like, oh, maybe I should just mention the ones I never have. I'm like, you know what? It's always fun to hear your name, no matter how much. So here we go. Sarah's Stitchery. I have been loving the mid-year whip parades. I mean, I'll often just search whip parade, Flosstube, and just watch those. So she's got a good one up right now. Cross Stitch the Globe. They just published 2 parts of their whip parade, but I watch them every time their videos come up. Kensington Cross Stitch, she's one I've followed for a while. I love her finds of like European designers and just a little unique, and so I've always got tabs on her, like, okay, what gold has she found? Crow River Stitcher is fairly new, right, Sheila? I love her personality. She's so fun and quirky and adorable. So she's one now. Every time she pops up, I'll watch her. Oh man, I know I forgot someone, but it's okay. We'll remember them next time. Thread Gremlins are hilarious. I wish I could be in their mom group. The problem is they live in Washington, right? I'm in North Carolina. So we'll be virtual mom friends. Microbiologist Makes, Hannah. I've actually watched some of hers more than once because she has so many just beautiful, elegant things that I'm like, that's what I want to have on my wall. I keep getting sidetracked by little tiny things because they're quicker finishes, and so she's like my aspirational stitcher. Stitching Faye might be the fastest stitcher I've ever seen. Apple Harvest Stitching is new to me, and I just went through and binged her videos. I Am a Stitch Nerd is actually local to me. I only got to make it to like 2 hours, but it was just like a mini retreat where some local stitchers got together. It was someone's church let them rent a room or use a room, and so I was able to show up for like the last 2 hours, but I met her there, And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch your videos now. So I have been binge watching her as well. She's quite a few, like 30, so I think I'm in the teens. Sarah Stitchy Spot is just like a comfort place. She's so delightful. We love Sarah. Everybody who meets you, I think, probably feels that way. Frizzy Lizzy Stitches, I have heard of forever, but I've never actually watched her videos, so I finally went back to the beginning, and she has so many, so I've just been slowly working through those, but she's just got a really fun personality too, and some great projects. And then I watched Daceman. I think he has 2, maybe 3, but there is a long dog that he is stitching in beads. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I think he chose a smallish project, but it's still gonna take forever. And so I'm like, oh, maybe if I could do one like this big, I could do that because I just want that in my world. If you can't tell, you'll see. I'm really craving like a showstopper. I've been working on so many small things, and I have a lot of gorgeous like sampler type pieces started. I want the beautiful, elegant things up. I'm ready for it. So I'm starting to sort of shift my attentions there. But every once in a while, I am just like, okay, this one's gonna take at least a year, so I need that satisfaction of the small finishes. Next is Ashley in Stitches, another one I've just been going back from the beginning. The Runner Stitcher, fairly new, but I've watched all his videos already. And I told him, Andrew, right, Andrew? That's right. Sorry if it's wrong. Okay, the episode with his mom was adorable. But I told him, I was like, okay, you've enabled me in another way too, because now I'm training for a half marathon. And I haven't been a runner in forever. I ran a marathon in 2010, and then I basically stopped running. Like, I've run a few 5K since, but over the last 10 years, I've been having babies and just haven't been running at all. So I've been wanting to get back into it, and last time, like, signing up for a marathon really pushed me to run regularly. And because, like, if I've spent money on it, I'm gonna do it. That's just how I am. So this time I was like, okay, I could do a half. I don't think I ever want to do a marathon again, but I could do a half. So I signed up for one in January, and I'll really start training probably August, September, after we're back from like vacations and everything. But I've been already getting back into it, so thank you for pushing me to do that. I'm also like motivated by fear because I had gestational diabetes with this last pregnancy, and they come down kind of hard where they're like, okay, you need to do this and this and this because you're at way more risk for getting diabetes, like for real, after you have your baby. And I really don't want that. So, motivated by fear. What can I say? Let's see, where am I? B&E Stitchery, Brandy. I always forget. I'm so sorry. And Emma. Love them. They're mom and daughter duo. You've probably seen them. And so they're some that I'll watch every time they come up, but I just love their dynamic together and personalities. And Emma, I showed a little clip of her talking to my husband. I was like, doesn't this remind you of a friend of ours who is also an accountant and just has like the same way of talking, and they kind of look alike? It's so crazy. So it's fun. It feels like I'm hanging out with our friend. And then Wolfie Stitches. Okay, I'm trying to remember if she's in Scotland, England. Love her accent, whatever it is. I can't remember right now, but she's got really beautiful stitching, and like she sits in this gorgeous room with plants all around her. It's beautiful. Oh, and I have to say, Hannah, the other thing I aspire for microbiologist makes, she's also always sitting in like the coziest setting. I'm like, my house doesn't feel like this. And then I've been watching Jill from Stitchin' Books. So her Instagram is Stitchin' Books, and which those are my two things I love too, stitched lit. But I think her YouTube channel is actually called Jill, so you have to search that. And Then Beck Stitches Everything is just so fun. I know a lot of people have been talking about her, but she's the one who's like new on my radar. I'll watch everything. It's just great. And Periwinkle Stitcher is new, and again, like life goals, aspiration, beautiful home, beautiful stitching. I'm like, okay, I just need to stitch the samplers already because that's what I want my house to look like. Or other show-stopping type pieces. I just want them on my wall. Okay, that's everybody. That's long. I mean, we're 10 minutes in. So, what I'm going to show you are my 4 active whips and then my box stitching. So first, I'll show you, this is what I've been keeping my 2 most active whips. There's 2 I'm really like swapping and working on every day. Sorry. I did not make this. I'm not a sewer. I wish, but I wanted to share Debbie's stitching. You just have to follow her on Instagram, and I think you just comment when she posts something that's for sale. And she had posted this, and it was gone so fast, and I think I had commented next or something, and she reached out to me. She's like, I have more fabric. I'll make another one. And so I was able to buy that from her, but I love them. So it's huge. I'm only gonna bring probably two or 3 projects on my vacation. And so this is great because it holds so much. This is all thread for a whip I'm gonna show you soon. And then I stick the chart back in here. And then on this side, the other project I'm stitching is really small, so it goes in here with the fabric for my big whip. And then I just tucked in the back a hoop. And in here, I have a little hoop. I never knew what I had found. That's a Duchess hoop. I found it at a thrift store for like 50 cents. Didn't know what it was until Flosstube. I was like, oh, I think I have one of those. And I was just gonna get it as like a pretty thing to frame my stitching in. But then it was like holding it so taut and perfectly. I was like, no, I gotta stitch with this thing. So I love them. Anyway, so I wanted to show you that from Debbie Stitching. And now for the whips. Here we are. So the first one is called 1776 Harbor by Chessie and Me. It is tiny. It's like as small as this card, pretty much. This was a kit, and it came with Gloriana silks and this little piece of lakeside linen, which apparently is also really hard to come by. So that's how far I am. My goal is to finish it by July. So hopefully I can do that. I was on track, but I haven't been feeling great and haven't felt like stitching, sadly. So what is missing here is satin stitching. It's going to be the grass. Satin stitching. I've learned all kinds of things. This is 1/1. Do you see that? It wants to show my face. There we go. 1/1 little boat. The border and stars of the flag, or Smyrna crosses. Smyrna, that's what they're called, right? And then the doors are something called a rice stitch, which I'd never done before. They kind of just look like messy cross stitches. So, I don't know. But it's been educational. I feel like the instructions have been good enough to be able to figure that out anyway. Sorry. But yeah, I had to get that 1/1 done because it was destroying my brain. Maybe it made me sick. Nope, that was my toddler. He was sick. Can't really help but give him hugs and kisses whenever he wants. So here we are. Okay, oh, and this one, the 1776 Harbor, I found a stitch-along it fits in. That Salander cross-stitch page, Instagram page. It's really helpful. So Rose has a stitch-along called Sal 60 is just the number, and it's any patriotic piece. So I was like, great, it's gonna be in there, and it's fun because then you get to know these people and connect with them a little bit. Okay, this one. This one has a sound now too, thank goodness. Thread Gremlins and their clown thing. They have a sound called Bring Out Your Kits sound. It's supposed to be honoring the vintage kits in our life that just need to get done. So this I started probably in like 1999. Obviously, I mean, it's published in like 93. Good old 90s precious moments. And it was kind of my only project for the occasional times I would stitch through high school and stuff. I didn't do much of that. But I got far enough that I was like, oh, okay, we just need to finish this already. And so I love that there's a cell. It's nothing like any decor I have in my house. But you know, I just had a baby, so could go in a baby's room. I really don't want to frame it. It's huge. So what do I do? A wall hanging? I'm gonna finish it. This is gonna be one of my vacation focus pieces. Yeah. Any ideas? Turn it into a quilt? I think what I'm gonna do, this doesn't like call for babies' names like in a sampler, but I think I'm gonna just stitch the first names of my 4 children here. And yeah, so what I've been doing, I've decided I wanted to kind of backstitch as I go, so I've been going back and adding all the backstitching before I finish the bottom. And so I still need to backstitch this area in the middle and this area over here, and then the whole bottom half of the boat. Yeah, that's a lot. So this one, I just say every day I'm stitching, I'm going to just work on it a little bit. There's no timeline. I just want it to be done. Because after that, I think my oldest whip is from like 2014 or 2018, something in this same millennium. I don't know. Is that the word? That's in the year 2000, not the 90s, not the 1900s. Okay. And then whip number 3, I think I talked about this, the Satsuma Street, London. I've stitched, I think, twice for other people. So I'm finally stitching it for me. And I don't have a picture. If I ever have I have it digitally, and if I ever have a cover photo from a digital pattern, that means I accidentally printed it, because I usually select the pages and just print those. So anyway, yeah, for a while I was really just working on this one, and they go pretty quickly, but I paused for precious moments. Okay, and my last focus whip, I don't have a picture for either because it's digital. It's from Clouds Factory, and it's the Harry Potter spells. So I have 2 kids who are into Harry Potter right now. And what it is, it's just all the spells, not even all of them, just a bunch of the spells from Harry Potter, kind of stacked like this. And then at the bottom are the little characters, but I'm not going to stitch the characters, I'm just stitching the spells. And I told the boys they could pick their favorite spell and stitch a letter in it. And so one chose Crucio, and that's like torturing curse or something. Lovely. I thought the other would choose like the death curse, but he didn't. He chose a fire one. He wanted the one that was like gonna create fire monsters, but that's not on here, so he chose a different fire one. Incendiero or something. I don't remember. So anyway, I thought that would be a fun way to bring them in. It was inspired by Caroline from Thread Gremlins, because she kind of gets her kids involved and they like do a little stitch on her projects. I thought that was a really cool idea. So that's what I'm doing. And oh, the 4th whip. Okay, so I said I want my show-stopping pieces. I have a bunch of these Awkward Hollows, and I'm not getting any younger, but my eyes are going to be getting older. So I was like, we're going to just start one. And yeah, I'm going to stop dilly-dallying with the smalls and get the big ones put together. So I started in the top right corner. So I finished that one, and then I have a bunch of this one done. The goal has generally been a square a month, but I, again, kind of am like putting a lot more effort into precious moments. Can you tell I love it? No, I just want it done. That's what I'm motivated by now, is just having it done. So the process is fine, but I want it done. Anyway, so I haven't finished that one, and it's been probably a month, almost a month. I don't know. Anyway, here's what we have. I don't have my little paper that says what I'm stitching it on. I think it's Extra Designs Little Bunny, something like that. I put it in Instagram. 46 count. 40? 46 count. I don't remember. Here we go. Love my thread. So here's the first. And then the second. Oh, I've personalized the second one. So where possible, I'm going to personalize this for like grandparents or other ancestors. Because I know I want to do Stories of Hawker and Hollow, and I have a grandpa who's in the Navy. So since he's getting a little shout out, all the other guys got to be too. So this is my grandpa Forrest, and he had this horse called Blue. So I changed this horse to look more like him or her. I don't know. I'll have to. I don't know if I'm gonna edit this, but if I do, I'll put in a little picture of me and my grandpa riding Blue. And I also went through, so my mom rode horses a bunch, and so I was like, we need to have girls on here. So I added 2 ponytails for 2 females, and then also have 4 different skin colors. So we have a little more diversity in my pieces. Yeah, so that'll be beautiful. And I'm not sick of it, but I have been working on other things. Okay, so those are my 4 more active whips than anything else. Here we have my box of shame, which some boxes of shame I know are big, so it makes me not feel too bad. Mine all fit in here. I think I'll try to make it my goal that my pieces have to always fit in here. If they start to overflow, it's time to finish some stuff. So the first one I showed recently is this birth sampler. What's it called? A is for arc. There's a theme. I might have a thing like a trigger with arcs after this. Historical Sampler Company. And I actually already have the frame for this and everything. I put a paper here. I wanted you to be able to see it all together because it's so cute, but I don't want to necessarily advertise my son's birth details, so I put that paper up. And yeah, the only thing I changed was this was a cloud that said raindrop, and I changed it to rainbow because he is my rainbow baby. And okay, the next. Some of these you'll have seen recently. This was supposed to be an ornament. Again, a Harry Potter thing. It's a broom. I just loved this style. Was like crazy confetti, lots of backstitching. Maybe not the most fun to stitch, but I love how it looks. I just think it looks so cool. So I probably will do more in that style. It's on here. And then I can't remember that pattern or designer or anything. That might happen a lot. The next one is this Lizzie Kate Farm Fob. I'll be honest, I don't even remember stitching these. They must have come so fast. They were just like a little blip in my memory, but I stitched both of them. And it was a kit, so don't know what it's all on. I don't know if the fabric was in the kit, but probably, because I don't gravitate towards this kind of fabric. That's just a little more like open weave. Anyway, it's cute. I love all the little animals, cutesy things. And as long as I have young kids, I do like stitching cutesy things. But my own personal taste is not always cutesy. It's all over the place. So there's just a little bit of everything. But I do want those elegants. This was actually a thrift store. Here I am taking credit. I found this at the thrift store finish, and I saved it because it's so pretty. So I just want to frame it, because then I'll have something elegant on my walls that I didn't make. But I saved it. Apparently I was stitched in 2009. And I had at one time tracked down what the pattern was. I can't remember now. if you want to know, I'll try to look it up. Okay, this was one I did, what, in 2019 or something? 2020, around there. This was a collaboration with Heart in Hand and Color and Cotton. So it's using colored cotton threads and fabric and a Heart in Hand design. And I actually did it on a smaller fabric. So the buttons are kind of huge, but I still like it. I just like it's so cute. So cutesy that I really like is Heart in Hand, as you'll see. There's a lot of those. Next is actually a design of mine. This was just one of my early ones as I was figuring out how to do it. Count your blessings. Just count them. I think it's better to maybe just practice gratitude instead of just counting numbers. No, you get the sentiment, right? So, there. I think at one point I had this framed in my house, but I don't really now because I just don't. And this one, I want to say it was a freebie from Frosted Pumpkin, and it was tiny, so I was like, I can knock out some of my stash by stitching the tiny things, so I did. It's a little cupcake. And this was from Satsuma Street, an ornament booklet. Ornament, what's it called? Book 1, maybe? Obviously I did this in 2021, so I just need to turn it into an ornament. I think I meant to give it as a gift, and that didn't happen. So now I'll just hang it on my tree. I guess. Finish it off. It's so close. It's got the hard backing and everything. It's just ready to go. Here's another Satsuma Street. That's the other cutesy that I really like, is Satsuma House Guests. And this one, I'll try to finish as an ornament for Halloween. I do have like a Halloween ornament tree thing. How does this look? There you go. So I just need to finish that. These are pretty easy to finish. I just put felt on the back and then a little hanger thing. Nothing fancy. If you have any ideas, some of these smalls came with like a kit for how to finish them, like this one. So it's the Heart in Hand Red Round sampler. But if you have any ideas besides framing, it's not too complicated. Like, what do I do with all these tiny things? So this one, yeah, it's a lid for a little bowl. I have the little bowl. I have the stitching. I'm just intimidated by finishing things besides framing. So, yes, but things that don't have a set kit or plan, I would love ideas. I don't have the little thing that this goes in, but there's like a squirrel thread holder. What are those called? Floss? No. It's the thing that divides the thread for your project. It just like holds it. It's a squirrel and it has a little circle cut out of its tummy. And this goes in the middle. It was from a retreat at Sassy Jack's Stitchery in 2019. I've had this done since 2020, I think. And still not in its little holder thing. Okay, so stuff like this. This is the Quirky Quaker Puffin. I love puffins. I think they're such funny birds. Sorry, I'm like dying over here. This is by Darling and Whimsy Designs. She has so many. I think I just got the puffer fish, I want to say. So I did a unicorn. I added, it was like a white unicorn with the rainbow hair. I had a My Little Pony like that. And I framed it. And so I don't know. Because I have a few of these quirky Quakers. I don't know if I just want to frame them all or what. Ideas? Oh, I will say, the way that I'm editing together the whip videos, I want to do for like fully finished things too, because I do have quite a few, but a lot of them are seasonal, so they're packed away with Halloween and not Easter. I don't really stitch Easter. Valentine's, I have a few Valentines. Halloween, Christmas, that's the other big one. So it was just gonna be a bit complicated trying to pull everything out. So I thought I'd piece together the fully finished stuff and make a video of that too. So those are things that will be coming up. I won't film a video like this probably again until August, maybe. That's when, or September. That's when I anticipate being alone again. You never know. Okay, so this one is probably one you've seen before if you've been around here. Samantha Purdy Needle Crafts. I think it's called like Witchy Quilt. And what I'm gonna do, I have these broom stir sticks that I got at Target a long time ago, and I'm gonna use them as a hanger, just like how she uses the broom as a hanger. So I have a plan for that one. I guess I have plans for some of these. It's just rarely motivated to do fully finishing. I think someone was saying like, so if they're similar, so if they get the urge, they just like do as much as they can. I gotta do that. This one I love. I need to cut this out because I can do, there's some stitching down here. I could do like 3 more ornaments on here. This is Lizzie Kate, Joy to the World. I changed up the colors to be a little more retro because I love it, and that's kind of how my Christmas decor is right now. This one was from a magazine. This is Prairie Schooler Spring. Yeah, again, it's like very small. You see how big my hand is? My hands aren't huge. They're normal sized. So I'm framed. And then I just showed this recently. This one I'm gonna frame. This is Night Neighborhood by Posey. Posey, and that is Alicia Paulson. I knew I had it. So there. This one I had framed actually at one point, but it was in a huge frame because I stitched this on like 6 count cloth. It's definitely, obviously, most everything needs an ironing. This is Hello from Liz Matthews. I think it was free at one point. I don't know if it still is. I have decided to stick with the love. Martin Luther King. Had it framed in a huge frame over my fireplace in my last house. This house doesn't have a place where I can put that frame, so I'm gonna first of all back it because that is very see-through fabric, and then just kind of trim it down and I think put it in a smaller frame so I can have a place to display it because I love that. I want that kind of motto up in my house. This is another one of my early designs. I have an Etsy shop. Did I even say that? So it's in there. They're tulips. I love tulips. And I currently only have things on Etsy, not like physical charts. So if you like paper, you're gonna have to print it. This is Shepherd's Bush. It was a kit that I won at the Sassy Jack Stitchery Retreat. I don't remember what it's called, but it came with like a little tin, like a mini tart tin to finish it in, so I'll have to do that. And then what do you do with them? You finish these things in a tin and then just like put them on a table. Yeah, I don't know. I've got little ones, so might have to be a very up high table. This is another heart in hand. I don't have much Thanksgiving stitching, so this was to remedy that, and then I never FFO'd it. So at Thanksgiving time, it's just autumn decor, which I don't see myself being the person who like totally revamps the house for every single holiday. I'm not that on top of it. It's heart in hand, did I tell you? I wonder if that bird is supposed to have a little eyeball. I'm gonna check, because I feel like it should have a little French knot. It might. So maybe it's good I didn't finish, because I might have to go back and add that. And this was probably Lizzie Kate. Little farm. I just can't with the mini chickens and pigs and bees. It's so cute. Oh, They're adorable. This one, okay, I just haven't swapped this out. This one's mostly FFO'd. I have all of these, but I haven't finished all of them. They are twisted threads. Is that what they're called? Summer gingham, autumn gingham, pretty sure. This is summer. I still have autumn up on my wall, so I never even switched out winter. Spring's the one I haven't finished because I have to change a lot because I don't like the colors. Just too pastel. Too pastel, and here I am stitching on Precious Moments. It is like pastel all around. Anyway, so see, this is pretty much just needs to pop in the frame. So maybe I'll try to do that tomorrow. This was another one of my designs. It is in my shop. I was practicing fonts and then decided I wanted to add teeny tiny sheep and shepherds, and then that's a teeny tiny manger scene. So this one, and again, these have been living in the box, so these actually haven't come out and been framed at Christmas probably for a few years. Wise Men Still Seek Him from Lizzie Kate. This was one of the earlier patterns that I stitched when I got into stitching again. When I discovered Flosstube and 1, 2, 3 stitch. This was one I did early on. I don't know what fabric it's on, but I really like it. I have no idea where it came from. It's like thicker, almost like canvas. But it's, yeah, I don't know. I really like it. I don't know if it was from my stash or what. Okay, this is Heart in Hand. I have the Square Dance months. What's it called? I don't know. I have most of them done. So December I have not fully finished, but I have like January done. I can't tell you. I don't know. I probably have about half the months fully finished. And then this one's not. And then I have a few I haven't even stitched. Okay, this was just another little design of mine. I think I wanted it to be a freebie just for like practicing stitching, but I never knew how to do that because it was definitely not techie at the time. I'm sure I could figure it out now. And this one, I was practicing, I forget what it's called now, where you stitch the background and not the foreground. There's like a special name for it. So the stitching all on here is just the red. This stuff is not stitched. So that's why it has to be small. Okay, this, I know there's a sale for these Beatles ones. This is Blackbird from Blackbird Designs. From the, what is it called? The Magical Mystery Tour series. I stitched mine on 56 count. And I used silk from Almond M&M's, Ymir, to stitch 1 over 2. I love it. So I know I just want to frame this one because I'm going to frame them all. I'm going to do them all and frame them all. Okay, I know you've seen this. I haven't put it in a bell pull yet, but I showed you in one video what the bell pull looked like. This is Heart in Hand. I think they're called the Halloween Square Dance, right? Is that what they're called? Creepy, kooky, spooky. Ironing with buttons already on will be fun. Maybe didn't go about it in the most strategic way. Tricks, treats, boo, eek. I rearranged the order in a way I wanted. It kind of like has a little rhyme to it. Yeah, so that'll be cute when I actually do it. It's in a video. And I said like, oh, I'll totally get this done. I'll get this FFO'd for this Halloween. Whenever I make a blanket statement like that, just know that's like my recipe for disaster. This I was just practicing tiny stitching. I believe this is from a magazine. I'm pretty sure it came with a kit to finish things in like an ornament. Not an ornament. Oh my gosh. Maybe I just need to take a nap. Like a necklace or a keychain or something. So it's small enough. I could do that. And then I just did one. It's a little house and it has 2013. Probably because that's the year I got married. Yeah. Next is this, the Grow Whirligig. I know I showed this recently because I finally finished it recently. And I actually have the cutest little frame for it. I just haven't framed it. It's a circle and it has like bees on it. I don't have it with me, but I think it'll be cute for this. Okay, here's another one of the Quirky Quakers. I can't remember. This fabric might be Kermit. I can't remember. Darling and Whimsy design. Nessie. Love it. I can't remember if I changed colors or if I just went with what she had. It's been so long. I showed these recently. Lizzie Kate. It's a sampler seasons. I'm kind of failing at this. So here's Summer. Adorable. I've been looking for a frame for this. I want it to be kind of like it looks like a window pane, and in each pane, put one of these. I haven't found one. I really don't want to buy a custom frame. Spring. And one of these I messed up the colors, and I didn't realize till I saw it on someone else's Flosstube. I was like, why don't it's my leaves in autumn. It's like, why don't mine look like that? Because I used the wrong orange. That's why these ones, I think that's supposed to be a darker orange. Oh well, it works. There are light orange leaves in the autumn. Okay, we're almost done. Here, I just showed this one last time. I'll show it again. This is why my Christmas is super retro. It's because I stitch all the Christmas Satsuma Street stuff. I love it. And it's got these colors, so you'll have to see when I do my like fully finished video. I did it's like the banner by Satsuma Street that says, I don't remember what it says, but it's in these colors. And I love it. This one stitched up so fast. Came with all the stuff to finish it, which I have right here. See? It's one of those B company kits, I believe. And so I just need to finish it already. Don't look at my face. There. I'm also trying to look so I can see if it's showing. Okay, last but not least, we have, oh, I found a needle. Lovely. Did I finish this one? Yeah, I did. I must have just been so excited. I found a needle. Santa Cruiser. Satsuma Street. Da, 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 da. I might have to double check that I actually finished it, but pretty sure I did. I must have just been so excited. I will take that needle out. Okay, we've made it. I'm not dying. Just a little coffee. I can't talk anymore. So we're gonna leave it there. I hope you all enjoy your day, and I will be back whenever I can. So I will see you whenever.